English and Pig Latin, and we would be here all day if I tried to translate. I was born in 1983, a decade after Roe v. Wade made it completely legal, and some might even say totally logical, to kill me in the womb. See, my mother was a sophomore at the University of Texas at Austin, and if any of you have ever been to Austin, you know it's not exactly the safest place in the world to be a fetus. Thank you. But my mother was strong, and more than that, she was realistic. She knew that whatever choices there were to be made had already been made. She had created a life. She knew that that life, my life, meant she would have to sacrifice much of her own. But she didn't try to undo what was already done. She didn't pretend like it wasn't happening. She didn't try to run away from the very real fact that I now totally existed. She faced reality head on and took it, well, like a woman. I should have been aborted, but I wasn't. And then, 16 years later, I found myself in that same situation, even though I knew better. And dude, I knew so much better. But still, there I was. It's easy to look back on that time and see the personal growth and strength and the amazing 12-year-old that I have today, and to think it was a blessing, because it definitely was. But I also have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. I had sex before I was ready. I had sex before I was married. And because of that, my life took a dramatically different path. Of course, God was still able to use me, but it wasn't necessarily His will. It was so much harder. He provided in the midst of my sin. And that's where the personal growth, strength, and amazing 12-year-old come in. Now, I'm about to say a dirty word, so if you have any kids, you might want to cover their ears. I'll give you just a second. Okay, are you ready? So, feminism. Yikes, right? To most of us, that word conjures up images of angry and confused women gallivanting around with coat hangers and bullhorns, women who are spreading a toxic lie through this country that abortion is liberating, that by having the right to kill our children, we somehow become empowered and equal to men. Well, guess what? We're not buying it anymore. There is a new generation of strong... of strong, intelligent women out there who refuse to settle for equality when we were obviously meant for so much more. I mean, don't get me wrong, men are awesome. I've even made a couple with my body, which in and of itself says some pretty cool things about our superpowers. But we are different, and that's totally rad. Every time we put them down while simultaneously fighting for our right to destroy that which makes us amazing as females, we are basically shouting our feelings of inferiority from the rooftop. I can tell you the exact moment I became a feminist. The instant that second line showed up on the pregnancy test, I had to muster a strength I did not know I had. Just like my mother, though, I knew the choice had already been made. A life was growing inside my womb. And you know what? Thank God for that. You don't realize how much of the crisis is eliminated simply by acknowledging the choices that are ours to make and those that are not. The choice of life and death was not mine to make, and to me, that was empowering. It was empowering because it gave me peace and clarity of mind and honestly forced me to get a grip on reality and look at the real choices I had ahead of me. I mean, how is it empowering to fight for something that allows us to run when things get tough? That's not feminism. Feminism is about celebrating the strength in who we are, not maiming ourselves or killing our children so that we can compete with men. I'll leave you with this one final thought. Information is a powerful tool, and one the other side guards closely. Paired with resources for women who feel like that choice is their only choice, we will save lives. Women are strong, they are intelligent, they can handle all of the information and more, and make rational, careful, thought-out decisions. Information empowered me, not hastily made choices based solely on emotion. We have to realize that we are up against an industry and a culture that wants to deny information to women, and we must ask ourselves why. Why do they believe our pretty pink little brains can't handle seeing a sonogram? How condescending is that? And yet, time and again, we see self-proclaimed feminists fighting to keep us ignorant. Well, we refuse to be a part of that anymore, and there's a whole new wave of us ready to stand up for true feminism. A wave that believes women are strong, amazing, and capable of anything. We see through their lies, and we are coming to take feminism back. Thank you.
Thank you, Destiny. I want to make a couple of announcements.